What is going on, Teddy fam? I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. In today's video, I want to highlight a recent article that was just released by the Teddy Swap team highlighting their FISO. If you don't know what that stands for Fair Initial Stake Pool Offering. Now, as a part of today's video, I want to not only get an introduction as to their FISO, I also want to talk about the rewards that you guys can actually earn by participating or delegating to eligible stake pools that are a part of the FISO. We'll also take a look at some actual examples of how the rewards earnings will look like. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the selection process that the Teddy team will be using to select all the eligible pools that you in the community can delegate to in order to earn the Teddy token. Now, in closing, we will also talk about their INO, or their initial NFT offering. Now, before we jump into all of that good stuff, if it's your first time stopping by on the channel, I aim to provide you guys with the latest news, tutorials, and reviews for the top projects building on Cardano. If this type of content interests you, please make sure to tap that like button. If it's your first time stopping by, consider subscribing. And if you have any questions about what we're going to be talking about today, or just about the Teddy Swap project in general, then make sure to leave a comment down below. Now, if you guys are not familiar, I have recently become a single stake pool operator. And so if you guys would like to support the channel that way, you could do so by delegating with the DApp Central Stake Pool, which is also the stake pool ticker DAPP. I would really appreciate that. Now, before we actually jump into the article, I actually do want to just kind of quickly give you guys a look at the website. They've done a few bits of updating here. And so again, if you guys are not familiar with Teddy Swap, they're going to be a stablecoin decentralized exchange on Cardano. Now, there's going to be three key features about the Teddy Swap DEX. First, they're going to be focusing on stablecoin pairs. Now, we did recently see a demo of the actual Teddy Swap platform released by the team themselves. Now, in that demo, we saw some test tokens that would also signify that on top of just being a stablecoin DEX, they will have regular token trading pairs as well. Now, on the Teddy Swap platform, you'll be able to minimize impermanent loss by providing liquidity to stable assets. And then thirdly, you'll be able to earn yield when providing liquidity to stable coin pairs. So again, if you guys want to find out more about Teddy Swap, you guys can head over to teddyswap.org. Now that we have that out of the way, what I want to talk about is going to be the FISO. Scrolling down into the article, it reads, "We're excited to release the details of our Fair Initial Stake Pool offering, or FISO, which will commence on February 4th of 2023. So that's about a week and a half from the shooting of this video. The Teddy Swap FISO delegators will receive their normal ADA staking rewards in addition to Teddy tokens. So they're off to a great start. If you guys participate as a part of this FISO, not only will you keep your traditional ADA rewards, you'll also be able to earn the Teddy token once the actual platform goes live. Now, as a part of this video, we're going to talk about the introduction into the FISO rewards. We'll take a look at an example. We'll see how they selected the FISO staking pools, and then we'll talk about the INO, or the initial NFT offering. As it states here again, the FISO will be kicking off on February 24th, and it's going to last 12 epochs, or 2 months. Now, the FISO is intended to provide more stake to smaller single stake pool operators and to help decentralize Cardano's network. So the fact that this is at the forefront of this team's mind has me rooting for them already. They've been doing a lot of really good work, and the fact that they're aware of the actual ecosystem, again, is just an added benefit for me personally. Picking back up in the article, the Teddy Swap team will not receive ADA from the staking rewards from the FISO, as delegators will receive their normal ADA on top of the Teddy token. So that's kind of summarizing what I read at the very top up there for you guys. Now that we have the introduction of the FISO out of the way, let's talk a little bit more about the rewards that delegators can actually earn by participating in this event. As it states here, 25 million tokens, or about 0.5% of the total Teddy supply, will be rewarded to participants of the Teddy FISO. Each epoch, we're going to see approximately 2 million tokens being distributed to delegators. Now, the number of tokens each individual receives is going to be calculated by a scoring system that approximates about every epoch the percentage of the total FISO delegation that their ADA equals to. Having said that, the reason the scoring system is only an approximation of each participant's percentage of total delegation per epoch is due to two mechanisms. The first is going to be what they call the whale limiter. Now, this is going to just be a limiting factor, making sure that once you pass or delegate past a certain amount, you don't necessarily get the same amount of rewards due to the fact that you're delegating more ADA. The second is going to be called the smallest pool multiplier. Now, we're going to talk a little bit more about the whale limiter first, and then we're going to jump into the details of the smallest pool multiplier. So as it states here, if you guys are delegating 100,000 ADA, that's going to get you a point per ADA. So if you delegate exactly 100,000, you'll have 100,000 points. Now, if you delegate over 100,000 ADA, you're still going to get the initial 100,000 ADA, but then for each additional ADA after that, you're going to gain diminishing points in terms of returns there. Now, what does that actually mean? This actually means that the more you delegate over that 100,000, the less of an effect you're going to have in terms of gains when it comes to the Teddy rewards that are being distributed every epoch. Now, when it comes to the smallest pool multiplier, the Teddy Swap FISO participants can earn a 1.25x point multiplier by staking in the pool that has the smallest delegation at the time that you choose to stake. And so this team is really doing a good job of making sure to support small and growing single stake pool operators as a part of this operation. This is going to make the community, or provide the community, with a ton of incentive to stake with the smallest pools, therefore growing them over time. Now, this multiplier will activate after 6 epochs and apply to all future epochs as long as the delegator stays in that same pool. So as an example, if you delegate to the smallest stake pool and then everybody else joins in afterwards, as long as you stay there for 6 epochs, you should get the multiplier, even if after that point, it's no longer considered the smallest stake pool. I think what this is going to do is evenly distribute the actual delegations for this FISO amongst the SPO. So I'm really liking the fact that this team is taking decentralization at its core here in their approach to this fair initial stake pool offering. Now, they also walk through an additional example here. I'm going to try to keep this as brief as possible. So we're going to have 2 members here, Ted and Smokey. Ted's going to delegate exactly 100 ADA, or 100,000 ADA, which is going to equal 100,000 points. And Smokey's going to delegate 10 times that amount, which is going to be 1 million ADA, which is going to be equivalent to 328,000 points. Now, again, if you're wondering why this is not 1 million points, that's due to the effect that I talked about earlier, which is the whale limiter. Now, the total points in this epoch, given these 2 members, Ted and Smokey, is going to be 428,000 points. Now, Ted would earn, as a part of an epoch, 100,000 divided by the total 428,000 points, which is about 23% of the rewards. And then we would see Smokey earn about 77% of those rewards, again, by taking his total points divided by the total number of points available within that particular epoch. Now, if we take a look down here, this is going to be the Teddy Swap FISO scoring chart system. Again, this is the whale limiter kind of taking effect. You can see it's a straight line. It's a one-to-one relationship in terms of points up until that 100,000 ADA. And then you kind of start to get this curve here as you delegate more ADA. Again, just making sure that this process is fair for everybody participating. Scrolling down, all full epochs at the delegator stake to will count towards their cumulative total. Therefore, if a user decides to unstake from the FISO pool, it'd be best to do so after an epoch's end. So you do have to stay for the entire epoch for you to get rewarded for that. If you stay halfway through and you leave, you will not get credit for that particular epoch. Now, when it comes to the actual distribution of the Teddy tokens, we can expect that to be made shortly available after the launch of the DEX, which is scheduled for Q1 of 2023. Now, these will also be made available for claim using the Tosi Drop platform. If you guys have not heard of Tosi Drop before, they're going to be a vending machine style platform that allows users to claim tokens from different projects all at once. Now, 20% of the Teddy tokens from the FISO will be made available right after the launch of the DEX, with the additional 80% of the Teddy tokens being made available 45 days after that particular day. So it looks like a very, very short vesting schedule, if you want to call it that, in which you have to wait for the remaining 80%. And this is just going to make sure that users don't get all their Teddy tokens at once and then dump them all at the market in order to get the actual ADA value for the tokens that they just earned through the FISO. Next, we're going to talk a little bit more about the pool selection process. As it states here, the TeddySwap FISO will have a total of 25 stake pools, and there's going to be a total of 10 active pools and 10 reserve pools. The reserve pools will be opened once each of the 10 active pools reach a total of 5 million ADA. So they're going to be kind of ramping up slowly. They're going to be targeting these 10 pools first, and so hopefully those fill up relatively quickly. But as soon as those fill up, then we're going to see an additional reserve of 15 pools becoming active over the course of the 2 months that the FISO is going to last. Now, when it comes to the actual time that they're going to be announcing who qualifies for the FISO, that's going to be taking place this Monday on January 30th of 2023, in which we're going to see a site that's going to show us these FISO stake pools in real time. Now, the 25 pools that are randomly selected by the TeddySwap team will be marked in green. Now, these green boxes will display the active pools, while the blue boxes will display the reserve pools. So we can see here we've got the 10 green boxes, which should be the active pools, followed by what I believe would be the reserve pools, which again will turn green once these 10 fill up with at least 5 million ADA. Now we have all the qualifying stake pools listed down below, and the fact that they're going to have a fully dedicated website to this again just kind of goes to show this team's expertise. As soon as they've launched here on Cardano, they've already had demos, they've got a preview testnet running, they've got really strong social media presence, and they're not going to be running their FISO. So these guys are off to a wonderful start, and again, I would definitely give them a check out if you guys have not already done so. Not only on their website, but check out that preview testnet, take a look at the UI and see what you can actually expect, and also take a look at that demo. I found that to be extremely helpful as well. In closing of today's video, I want to highlight the INO, or the initial NFT offering. So there's going to be an additional 25 million Teddy tokens available for FISO delegators. So if you delegate for the FISO, it looks like you'll be eligible to participate in the INO as well. Now, this 25 million is going to be a 100% increase from the 25 million already allocated for the FISO. So again, this is going to be a total of 50 million of the Teddy tokens being distributed. Now, this allocation is from our initial NFT offering, or INO, which they'll actually be announcing shortly. Now, for those who participate in our INO, will be rewarded with boosted FISO rewards, along with other bonuses to be mentioned soon. Now, I'm not sure if the INO will be kicking off first or if the FISO will be kicking off first, given that we're still going to be awaiting details for the INO. That is going to wrap it up for today's video. I know that was quite a bit of information, but I hope you guys found it to be useful. Again, if it's your first time stopping by here, this was a quick video giving you guys a brief update on the development and the FISO as well as the INO for the TeddySwap project. If you guys appreciate this type of content, please make sure to tap that like button. If it's your first time stopping by, consider subscribing. And as I mentioned before, if you guys have any questions for me or the TeddySwap protocol, then make sure to leave a comment down below. And definitely consider staking or delegating with the Dapp Central Stake Pool if you want to further my efforts here within covering and providing high quality information in the Cardano ecosystem. Having said that, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I will see you guys in the next video.